Now the starting lineup for your hometown Chugiak Chinooks. Batting first, number 15, the designated hitter, Mason Corbett. Batting second, number 22, the center fielder, Jess Davis. Batting third, number 23, the catcher, J. Paul Fullerton. Batting fourth, number 24, the left fielder, Ethan English. Batting fifth, number 12, the right fielder, Hayden Keller. Batting sixth, number 44, the first baseman, Daniel Freeman. Batting seventh, number 7, the shortstop, Tate Fullerton. Batting eighth, number 8, the third baseman, Joe Brazil. Batting ninth, number 5, the second baseman, Patty McCombs. Your starting pitcher for the Chinooks, number 29, Michael Parker. The Chinooks head coach, John Grove. The Chinooks GM and pitching coach, Chris Beck. The Chinooks assistant coaches, Dalton Smith, Troy Herbie, and Sam Potter. And the Chinooks broadcast team, Josh Salem and Wyatt Wewell. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for our national anthem as presented by the 9th Army Band. Will the color guard please post? Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as the colors leave the field. Ladies and gentlemen, the flyover was brought to you by the 210th Rescue Squadron. The H-60 paid Hawk helicopter was piloted by Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Harper, Squadron Commander. Please direct your attention to the pitcher's mound and welcome tonight's special guest, Mike Skeet Kowalewski. Mike is 99 years old and is a veteran of World War II. He enlisted in the Navy prior to the attack on Pearl Harbor and was a member of the famous torpedo Squadron 8, which was devastated at the Battle of Midway. Mike was an aerial turret gunner in TBF-1 torpedo bombers and participated in the Battle of Guadalcanal. After the war, Mike qualified as an enlisted pilot and went on to retire as Senior Chief Petty Officer. He then went on to a long career with the FAA and wrote a book about his life called A Sailor's Life in World War II. Senior Chief Ski will be glad to give you and sign one of his books in exchange for a $10 donation to the Chinooks baseball team. Senior Chief Ski, will you please throw out the first pitch of tonight's Military Appreciation Game? There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Kowalewski. There you go. All right, and now we have a very special guest to say something very special to the audience here at Lee Jordan Field.
We have Adam, who's 9 years old, a homeschooler and a super Chinooks fan, has a message to help get us started on this special day.
Play ball!
Well, it is Military Appreciation Night, and out here at Lee Jordan Field, Chinooks will play the Bucs here momentarily as Michael Barker will be the starting pitcher on the mound for the Chinooks. Josh Salem here, joined with Wyatt Wewell, and how cool was it to see the flyover as well as just to honor these military veterans?
That was incredible. It's been a great day here at Lee Jordan already with Military Appreciation Night, and I'm just glad that we can pay respect to those who protect this country.
Yeah, and, to those who have lost their lives fighting for this country so that we have an opportunity to even just play a game like baseball.
It really puts things into perspective.
Really does. Baseball is so minute to that, and amazing experience already as the Chinooks get ready to go. Your home plate umpire, Silas Drayden, and the first base umpire, Stacy Dunbar tonight. Third base umpire, Shane Kelly. As we get going, the starting lineup for the Anchorage Bucs, it's Isaac Barrera leading off in center field. Cole Tate will bat second. The Georgia Bulldog at second base. Blake Paw in right field batting third. Cheney Rogers, the designated hitter, batting fourth. Blake Sullivan at first base batting fifth. Caden Hobson, the catcher, batting sixth. Justin Vandebrake in left field batting seventh. Justin Cook at third base in the 8-hole. And Taishi Nakawaki, the shortstop, will clean up the lineup. We have the standings for you. Wyatt, you want to go ahead and take us through that?
The Anchorage Bucs are leading the league. They've been hot lately. They are 14-5. The Miners are 3 games behind them, with the Pilots and the Oilers behind that, and the Chinooks holding up last place, but pretty close to getting back in there.
Strike one, it's the outer third. Isaac Barrera will lead off, and Barrera comes in leading the team at 367. He's also the third line into left field. That'll be a single as Isaac Barrera just pokes one the opposite way, and he'll start the hitting for the Bucs as we begin. Isaac Barrera, as I was saying, third highest average in the league and third in batting leaders in the league. He is now 15 for 61. He's 23 for 61 with 14 runs scored, 367 average. And that'll probably go up a little bit with the single there. Cole Tate, the second baseman, up for his first at-bat of the day. He led off yesterday's game. Michael Barker, the left-hander, on the mound. The delivery home. Hit off the end of the bat, and that's going to loop into center field. Back-to-back hits, and they're going to wave him around as Jess Davis will get it in, throw it into second base. So runners on the corners here to get started as Cole Tate chips one into right center on the first pitch he sees. Brings up Blake Paw, who in the ninth inning yesterday, his final at-bat, he picked up his fourth home run of the season. The second home run hit out at Lee Jordan Field this season, but first for Blake Paw here. Back-to-back singles here against Michael Barker. Chinooks trying to end a 2-game losing streak. Lost to the Pilots on Tuesday by a run, and then the Bucs, by the Pilots by 9 runs. Then the Bucs yesterday just 7-5. Fastball misses upstairs. Michael Barker working here to Blake Paw. Chinooks would like a double play, even though a run would come in, but back-to-back hits, Barrera and Cole Tate has put it in the spot for Michael Barker. Delivery home. Spikes it away, and runner going to move up to second, as that's going to be a wild pitch by Michael Barker. 2-0 count here to the right-hander, Blake Paw. Go ahead and give you some numbers on Michael. He comes in making his third start and fifth appearance, 13 and a third innings of pitching, giving up 18 hits, 8 runs, all of which earned, 8 walks, 7 strikeouts, 540 earned run average. The 2-0 pitch to Paw. He'll pop it up on the right side. Daniel Freeman going back at first base. Will he be able to get to it? It'll just get out of play. Patty McCormick, second baseman, running over as well. And so we'll get a new ball. 2-1 count, no outs. Ethan English in left field, and center Jess Davis, right fielder Hayden Keller. On the infield, Joe Brazil at third base, shortstop Pate Fullerton, second baseman Patty McCormick, and first base Daniel Freeman. Behind the plate, J. Paul Fullerton. 2-1 count here. Delivery. And that's going to be strike 2 as it hits the outer third. Payoff pitch, 2-2 count. Can Barker pick up a big strikeout here against Blake Paw? Left-hander on deck, Cheney Rogers, the designated hitter. Delivery here, curveball. Just missing upstairs. Full count will ensue. Blake Paul this season does have the most home runs on the team with 4, as he picked up his 4th yesterday. He's hitting 200, 12 hits in 60 at-bats. He's now on his 61st and looking for another here to bring in a run. Outfield with strong arms and not guaranteed on a line out or pop fly if it's shallow enough that you're going to be scoring. Delivery low, and that's going to put the bases loaded as that's a walk. And now bases are all occupied for Cheney Rogers, the designated hitter, and Forhold. Rogers, a 175 hitter. Had a pretty good day yesterday as he had a strikeout, a walk, an RBI single, a walk, and a hit by pitch. So reached in 4 of his 5 at-bats. Chinooks will look for a double play, try and go home with it. The delivery. Hits one to shallow center. Jess Davis will come in on it. He'll make the catch. Will he go home with it? He'll just get it in as that's just a sac fly. So 1 run is in, the first out made, and it's 1-0 Bucs leading the Chinooks. Isaac Barrera coming in to score the first run. Michael Barker's starting to settle in a little. He's got to get Blake Sullivan here, though. Lefty on righty matchup. Sullivan continuing to take off. He's a 345 hitter and the 5th highest batting average and 5th place batting leader in the ABL. Delivery here. Curveball. First pitch, strike 1 to Sullivan. Sullivan, a much larger physique, so he's going to get higher pitches called against him, the junior from Gonzaga University. And the Bulldog coming out of the hometown of Aurora, Colorado, 6'5", 225 frame. Double play in order. Can the Chinooks give up 1 run, get out of the jam here with an inning-ending double play? In the lower third off the plate for ball 1. 1-1 count, 1 out. On deck, the left-hander, Caden Hobson. Didn't see him yesterday. One of 3 catchers on the team. We saw Victor Cherney yesterday. The delivery, curveball, and that's going to be strike 2 on the outer third. One-two count, 1 out. Michael Barker ahead here against Sullivan. Needs to be careful. We saw a few pitches miss yesterday that were advantage counts for pitchers for the Chinooks, and they just couldn't get it down in the zone. 1-2 pitch awaiting from Michael Barker. Runner goes, and it's going to be poked foul. Barker has checked the runner at second base, but when he checks, he pauses for a moment before going home. As soon as you see that guy at second base go back a step, you got to deliver. Keeps him off balance and keeps him from trying to take a bag, and he'll be thrown out if he tries to steal. 9 times out of 10, that will be the case. One-two count. Patty McCormick working out at second base with Cole Tate. The delivery, curveball misses high, ball 2. 2-2 count. A single to lead off. Isaac Barrera to left field. He scored the run on the sac fly from Cheney Rogers. Picked up his first RBI of the day. Blake Paw walked. He's at first base. Blake Sullivan, a little bit slower runner, as is Paw, so a double play is available. Barker the delivery. Poke foul again from Sullivan. Brandon Cody out to give Silas Drayden the new baseballs that he needs. It's been a couple of foul balls here.
It's good to see Cody running again after fouling a ball off his leg a few days ago.
Really is, and I wish we could show you the picture of it. His ankle is pretty, it's not swollen right now, but it was definitely swollen the day of, and now it's just purple and black, so looks pretty gnarly, but it's okay. And the delivery runner goes. Swung on, and that'll be foul tipped. So the runner will have to go back. And you can see that Cole Tate is trying to swipe a bag here. He's continuing to extend. He's stolen 2 of the 3 bags he's attempted so far this season. Good at bat here between Sullivan and Michael Barker. Barker looking for a big strikeout for out number 2. Keep runners at first and second. Maybe get a strike him out, throw him out if Cole Tate tries to steal. Delivery. Curveball, smash to left field. That's going to be extra bases as it'll bounce in. They'll wave around 1 runner. Ethan English going to get it in, and a stand-up double for Sullivan. as it was a curveball hung right over the middle of the plate. So RBI double for Blake Sullivan, and the bleeding continues for the Chinooks. Cole Tate in to score. Now runners on second and third. We'll pause here for a moment as the pitching coach, Chris Beck, is out to talk with Michael. Back and ready to go. Michael Barker will face the left-hander Caden Hobson, catcher. Runners on first and second. Strike one paints the outside corner. Good pitch from Michael Barker. 2 runs are in on 3 hits so far this inning. 1 walk as well. Bucs trying to pick up a few more here in the top of the first. And that'll be strike 2 as it's the lower third of the strike zone. Caden Hobson coming out of Redlands, California, University of Arizona. Student. Barker needing to be good with this pitch. Don't want to give him anything he can hit. And instead he misses upstairs, a 1-2 count. Wyatt, do you think that was a curveball or fastball?
That looked like a curveball to me.
Yeah, I thought it was. I just didn't think it broke. And fortunately for the Chinooks, it was not down the middle. Vanderbrake waiting on deck, the left fielder. 1-2 count, 1 out. And the delivery. Strike 3 as he will watch it go by. Caden Hobson going down for the first strikeout for Michael Barker, and he gets him with the fastball.
He did not like that call.
And I thought it was the same pitch as the first one. I thought it was right there on the same spot. You saw it the first time, called for strikeout, and Caden Hobson going down looking. It's huge for the Chinooks. They're trying to keep it a 2-0 ball game if they can get Justin Vanderbrake here, the left fielder. Vanderbrake, 324 hitter. He'll take strike 1 on the corner. Has had 37 at-bats and 12 hits in those 37. 3 of them were doubles, 1 a home run. Picked up a double yesterday. Has a number in every category except for the triple. Pitch missing just low, 1-1 count, 2 outs. Sullivan doubled, picked up an RBI that he hit to the wall in left field, and he's out at second base. Could only bring in 1 run as Ethan English was able to get it in quickly, but Blake Paw walked and is at third base. Cole Tate and Isaac Barrera both singled to start off the inning and have come around to score. Big lead for Sullivan at second, and the curveball misses upstairs, 2-1. That one just slipping out of his hand. Michael Barker coming out of Ridgecrest, California with his brother on the team, Corbin Barker. Corbin did a great job yesterday. The 6'3", going to be a freshman in the fall at UC Irvine. Only player on the team for the Chinooks who has not had a collegiate appearance on the mound. And out in front, Vanderbrake will tie the count up at 2-2 as he swings over the fastball. And if I'm Michael Barker, I'm trying to throw the same pitch right there. Separation of 2 years between the two Barkers. Michael, a junior at Fresno Pacific University. And Corbin did a great job yesterday. Came in, gave 5 innings, and just 2 runs given up in the 9th. Cap to the first base side. It'll be fielded by Daniel Freeman for out number 3 as he'll stand on first base on his own. 2 runs given up. It's 2-0, but Michael Barker settled in a little bit. When we come back, we'll give you the starting lineup for your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks to try and tie the thing up in the bottom of the first inning. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Mason Corbett to lead off for the Chinooks. The designated hitter, Jess Davis, bats second. The center fielder, J. Paul Fullerton. The catcher bats third. Ethan English in left field batting fourth. Hayden Keller, the right fielder, bats fifth. Daniel Freeman in the first baseman bats sixth. Pate Fullerton, the shortstop, in the 7-hole. Joe Brazil, the second baseman. And a single for Mason Corbett. He will reach here. He has now reached in every game this season. The Texas A&M Aggie, in every game he's played, brings up Jess Davis. First pitch swinging off of Ian Mejia. Rest of your lineup, Joe Brazil again at third base batting eighth, and Patty McCormick cleans up the lineup as the 9-hole second baseman. Chinooks gave up 2 runs in the top of the first inning. They're trying to come back here and at least tie things up. Michael Barker started to settle in a little, gave up 3 hits on 2 runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Some numbers on Mejia. He has got the most innings on the team, 18 innings, 12 hits given up, 6 runs, 8 walks to his 11 strikeouts. In the dirt, scooped up behind the plate by Caden Hobson. Mejia coming out of Tucson, Arizona, 6'3", 185 freshman at the University of Arizona. Mejia making his 4th start and 5th appearance. The 1-0 pitch. Off the plate, 2-0 count. No outs in the inning. Three straight lefties for the first 3 batters of the ball game. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and laced to left center field. It's a long run, but the left fielder Vanderbrake on it. He'll make the grab, and Mason Corbett will have to retreat back to first base. Robs a double away from Jess Davis, and just a long fly out will bring up J. Paul Fullerton. Both teammates of University of Alabama at Birmingham, and now get to be Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks together. Fullerton will look for a pitch he can hammer. Swings on one, lined out to first base. Sullivan steps on first, and the Chinooks doubled up to end the inning. Crushed by Fullerton, but right at the 6'5", Sullivan at first base. Chinooks will have to take it to the top of the second with Michael Barker and the defense coming back out. A 2-0 lead, the Bucs leading. Well, we are back for the top of the second, 2-0 lead. Chinooks had in the bottom of the first, Mason Corbett led off with a single on the first pitch he saw. Then Jess Davis and J. Paul Fullerton. Unfortunately, Fullerton had to line out to first base, and it doubled up Corbett for back-to-back outs. A double play for the team. Justin Cook to lead off, the third baseman facing Michael Barker first time today. He'll take ball 1 upstairs. First time Chinooks played the Bucs, it was the bottom of the ninth, or the top of the ninth inning, and Justin Cook had the bases clearing double to left field that brought in 3 runs, and ultimately the Bucs dropped that, or won that game against the Chinooks 5-3. 2-0 count. Poked hard to right field, and Hayden Keller, a few steps back, will make the grab. Out number 1 made. Hit hard by Cook, but he'll be retired. Taishi Nakawaki. Wyatt knows how much I love that name. The shortstop will be up next. Just rolls off the tongue so well. Taishi Nakawaki. Shortstop, and he'll take strike 1 on the inner third. Nakawaki out of Torrance, California, sophomore at El Camino Community College. In yesterday's ball game, he had 1 hit in his 4 at-bats. He'll take that one, and it'll be strike 2. Well over 600 fans here tonight, probably about 700, 800 fans in attendance for Military Appreciation Night as we honor those who have fought in the military. 0-2 count. Fastball misses away. Good miss for Michael Barker. Nakawaki not attempting at it. 1 strikeout was against Caden Hobson for out number 2 last inning. And he's trying to pick up another here. 1-2 count. And the curveball just not working for Michael today. He's releasing too late. And it just keeps slipping out. I guess I should say too early, although it's just that his arm is dragging. Check swing, and that's going to be ball 3. A full count now. 1 out. Cannot afford a walk here for Michael Barker after getting ahead 0-2. Top the order on deck with Isaac Barrera, who singled in his first at bat. Pops it up. Shallow infield. Jess Davis coming in hard. Will he be able to grab it? And he will. Out number 2. Barker settling in now. Isaac Barrera, the single to left field, scored a run, the first run of the ball game. There are quite a few Anchorage fans coming out to support their Bucs tonight. Fastball, strike 1.
You know, as much as we want the Chinooks to have the majority of fans here, it is nice for 4 of these teams in the league that the fields are so close.
Oh, absolutely. Popped up, left side of the infield. It's going to be Pate Fullerton. Goes over, makes the grab in fair territory. 3 up, 3 down, go the Bucs. When we come back, it's going to be 4, 5, 6, Ethan English, Hayden Keller, and Daniel Freeman, the left fielder, right fielder, and first baseman, respectively, for the Chinooks, to face off against Ian Mejia. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Ethan English to lead off the bottom of the second here against Ian Mejia, who went 3 up, 3 down in the first, gave up a leadoff single to Mason Corbett, who was doubled up on a line out from J. Paul Fullerton, the first baseman. Sullivan with the put out and tagged out at first base. First pitch inside, ball 1. Third base umpire John Groth, the head coach for the Chinooks in his 8th season down here in the ABL, as Dalton Smith in his 2nd seasons down here as the first base coach and assistant. Chopped to third base side, out of reach of John Groth. And it'll be snagged by the pitching coach, Chris Beck. Ethan English, a double yesterday, came around to score a run. Wind up from Mejia. Curveball, and that falls in at the top of the zone. A 1-2 count, no outs. Wind slightly blowing out to right field. Upstairs, ball 2. Two-two count, no outs. Pretty clear skies. A beautiful day, though. Very hot day. I'll say that for Alaska. 2-2 pitch. Smash to left field. That's going to be a base hit. Will it get past Vanderbrake? He'll snag it, get it in quickly, and Ethan English will lead off the inning with a base hit. Second straight inning, Chinooks have led off with a hit. Can they produce a run here and at least bring it back to within one? It's 2-0 currently here in the bottom of the second. Good swing from Ethan English.
Yeah, that was a hard hit baseball.
Yeah, that's why initially we thought it was going to get by Vanderbrake in left field. He took a great angle on it, though, to quickly get it in. Vanderbrake, a solid outfielder coming out of Yakima, Washington, in his sophomore year at Tacoma Community College. Upstairs, ball 1 to Hayden Keller. Keller leading the team, only player just above 300 at 303. 20 hits. 2 players on the team with 20, Jess Davis and Hayden Keller. Does have 2 home runs this season, 1 against the Bucs in his last attempt, and he'll pop it up on the infield. Out in front, the second baseman will call for it and make the catch, outmade by Cole Tate for the first out. Hayden Keller had a great game 2 games ago, but has struggled yesterday, and he flies out here. Just missing it. Daniel Freeman up next, the right-hander and first baseman. In the 9th inning yesterday, he singled up the middle to bring in the final run for the Chinooks. It was 7-5 in that loss. Can he get going here? Big opening in the gap of left center, if he can plate it there. Taking and lower third strike on the curveball from Ian Mejia. Out in front there on the changeup. And down with an 0-2 count, Pate Fullerton, the left-hander, on deck. Shortstop for the Chinooks. Ethan English a few steps off first base. Not really a stolen base. Not a stealer of bases, that's for sure. A base stealer. In the dirt, good block behind the plate by Caden Hobson. Couple fans sitting on blankets, picnic blankets out in the hill in left field. Some at the very top looking down on the field as well.
The center field skybox is what we'll call that.
Right. And that's going to be strike 3 on the corner to get Daniel Freeman. Good fastball from Ian Mejia, and the leadoff single still stays put at first for Pate Fullerton. First strikeout for Mejia. 8-hole, Joe Brazil on deck. Fullerton trying to extend the inning with 2 outs now for Ethan English. Fullerton, half his hits have been doubles. And capped foul right back at us. And Joe Brazil going to trot on over here to us and pick up the baseball. Take it back with him as a souvenir. An 0-1 count, 2 outs. Pate Fullerton 2 weeks ago, committing to play with his brother for his brother's final season, J. Paul Fullerton, at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. He'll be a Blazer. And off the plate, that'll be ball 1, 1-1 count, 2 outs. In the top of the third, Cole Tate will lead off for the Bucs, the 2-hole. 1-1 pitch, 2 outs. Taken low, ball 2. English just 3 steps off first base. In the dirt and scooped up again by Hobson. A walk will bring Joe Brazil to the plate and put runners in scoring position with Ethan English at second. Pate Fullerton a 3-1 count awaiting. Likely going to see a fastball here from Ian Mejia. A 3-1 payoff pitch. Inside, that'll be ball 4 as Fullerton will draw the walk and move up Ethan English to second base. Joe Brazil, the third baseman, up next. He'll look for a big base hit coming out of his sophomore year at Mendocino College. Both him and Hayden Keller. Hometown of Potter Valley, California. Will be a sophomore next year. Runners on first and second. Chop to shortstop. Taishi Nakawaki fields it. The throw to first and the out made. And Nakawaki is pretty solid at shortstop. He was yesterday, and he gets the out to end this inning. Chinooks strand 2 as we go to the top of the third inning. Patty McCormick will have to wait his turn for the bottom half as the defense comes back out for the Chinooks. Colt Tate up to lead off this third inning as it was one runner in scoring position for the Chinooks. They couldn't get him in. It's 2-0 still to score after giving up 2 in the first. Barker settling in here. Had a 3-up, 3-down inning. Popped up in foul territory. Freeman will let it go out of play as it bounces right behind some fans. Tate, a single in his first at-bat, did score the second run in the ballgame. Tate led off yesterday's game and pretty profitable day. A walk, an RBI single. Ground ball to the left side. Fullerton fields it, and he'll just have to hold it as that's going to be a base hit to lead off the inning on the infield. Blake Paul up next, drew a walk. Can't tell you how many rollovers here at Lee Jordan we've seen go right to the shortstop, and they're able to just safely get to first base.
It's a tough play to make from that spot.
I mean, if you get it out of reach of the third baseman, you got a good chance of being safe. Big lead at first. Delivery. Fastball outside, ball 1. Colt Tate this season in the stolen base category. He has been caught once and stolen a base. He's 1 for 2 this season. Runner goes, delivery, pops it up. And Barker delivered home. It was going first movement for Colt Tate. He's got great speed, the Georgia Bulldog. Again, one of 3 Bulldogs on the team coming from Georgia. Chaney Rogers, Colt Tate, as well as Shane Marshall. We haven't seen Marshall. And the pickoff over to first will send him standing up on first base. Chinooks looking for a big double play here. 4 hits for the Bucs, 2 for the Chinooks, and it's been the leadoff for the Chinooks both innings that has picked up a hit, Ethan English and Mason Corbett. Other than that, Chinooks haven't been able to get another runner on base other than the walk from Pate Fullerton. Fastball upstairs, 2-1 count. Blake Paul coming out of Scottsdale, Arizona, sophomore at the University of Arizona. Quite a few U of A guys as well. Barker, the pickoff move. His teammate, Ian Mejia. Mejia, the only pitcher from the University of Arizona on the team. Caden Hobson from the University of Arizona as well. And the final U of A guy, Blake Paul. Runner going, throw down to second. It'll be late and go into center field. And Patty McCormick got spiked on the slide in as Cole Tate will pick up his glove and hand it back to him. Stolen base attempt is good for Cole Tate. He's in scoring position here with no outs. Chinooks cannot afford to get another guy injured. Have had their struggles these last few days in the injury categories. 3-1 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Past the diving glove of Pate Fullerton. And they're going to hold the runner up as it'll be thrown in. Freeman will pick it up. Runners on the corners here. Back-to-back hits to start off the third. Chinooks in some trouble. Same situation they were in the first.
Thankfully for the Chinooks, though, that ball did hold up the runner. He had to avoid getting hit and stay at second base, or he may have come in to score.
Yeah, that was very interesting to me because he did hold up. Usually you're taught when it's right at you to go. Although the ball was crushed.
And it was hit just to his right.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. He probably made the right play in case Pate Fullerton makes that catch. But runners on the corners here. First pitch, pops it up on the left side, out of play. Curveball there, strike 2, as it's at the top of the strike zone. Barker looking for a big pitch here. Can he get a strikeout? Curveball, and that's going to just miss inside to the lefty Cheney Rogers. Hit the sac fly RBI to score Isaac Brer in the first. And that'll be strike 3 as Cheney Rogers will take looking, and he's going to have to walk back to the dugout upset as he just turned around, looked at Silas, and said, "Are you kidding me?" But the first out made, and Chinooks looking for a ground ball double play here against Blake Sullivan, who had the RBI double that brought in Cole Tate for the second run back in the first. Chinooks can get a double here, Chinooks can get a double play here, and they'll get out of the inning unscathed. Blake Paul at first. At third base, Cole Tate, who's on with 2 singles today. The delivery. And off the plate, ball 1. Sullivan taking. Got down in the count and just had a hung curveball right over the middle of the plate to the left field wall. 1-0 count, 1 out. Paul not really a threat at first. The delivery and cap to the left side. It'll be fielded by Joe Brazil. He'll have to go to first, and that will bring in a run, unfortunately for the Chinooks. But I think he made the right play. You want to make sure you get an out there, but all the same, you would have liked to get the guy out at home plate.
Yeah, I don't think he would have had a chance to make that play with the speed of the guy on third base. So
yeah, it would have been bang bang for sure. It would have taken a perfect throw if he was going to be out, and so Joe Brazil doing the right thing there brings up the left-hander Caden Hobson, who struck out looking back in the first for out number 2. 3-0 ball game now. Hit hard to right center, and that's going to fall in for a 4th run on the RBI base hit. And that's why, you look back on it and you're like, well, should Joe have thrown it home? But all the same, he made the right call, and just a great piece of hitting by Hobson to single to right field, bring in a run. And now it's a 4-0 lead, Chinooks trailing. Right-hander warming in the bullpen for the Chinooks. I believe that is Hannes Kindreich. Still needing one more out here. Vandenbrake at the plate. Ball 1 up and away. Hobson just taking it where it's pitched and driving it to right field. He's got the 2nd highest average, 4th highest in the league, 364 hitter. Picking up his 13th hit in 34 at-bats, 1-0 count, 2 outs. Runner at first base. Hobson has not attempted a stolen base this season. Not going there. Strike 1 on the corner. Vandenbrake, 303 hitter. He ended the first inning on a ground out to first base. Chinooks have got to find a way to end the bleeding here, as that's going to be hit hard to center field. Jess Davis coming in, and it's going to fall in front of him, and it goes over him. That's going to be extra bases. Not an error against Jess, as it went over his head. Vandenbrake hustling around. Will he get an in-the-park home run? They're going to wave him around. The throw will be home. The throw will be on the money. Will he have it? And he's got an in-the-park home run for Vandenbrake. That makes it a 6-0 ball game. Just unfortunate for the Chinooks. It bounced right over the head of Jess Davis in center field. So that'll be Vandenbrake's second home run of the season. And just unfortunate for the Chinooks, brings up Justin Cook. In the dirt and low to Justin Cook, who got the first out in the second. And that is potentially the first in-the-park home run that we've seen this season in the ABL. Wyatt, have you seen another one?
I think that's the first one I've seen ever.
Yeah.
In person. And I haven't seen any statistics showing otherwise in this season in the ABL.
Capped foul again, 0-2 count. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Chinooks down by 6. They're going to have to try and work their way back in this one. They only have 2 hits in 2 innings. And 9-1-2 awaiting for the bottom of the third. Cap to the left side. Brazil will field it. The throw to first, and the out made. So the Chinooks will get the third out, but a unfortunate series of events. 4 home runs. Michael Barker will come off shaking his head as Patty McCormick waits to try and get things going here against Ian Mejia when we come back. Patty McCormick to lead off the bottom of the third. The Chinooks give up 4 runs in the top half of the inning, and it's 6-0 now, 7-2 in the hit category. And an unfortunate home run for Justin Vandenbrake on in the park home run. It bounced over the head of Jess Davis. Just an unfortunate series of events. McCormick will take strike one, lower third from the fastball of Ian Mejia. Mejia giving up 2 hits so far to the Chinooks, 1 to lead off the last 2 innings. Can Patty McCormick continue the trend? Way up and outside as the curveball is thrown wide. Mason Corbett will trot over and pick it up. Bunt shown, bunted foul. It was a low fastball, would have been ball 2. It's a 1-2 count here with no outs. McCormick going to have to battle down in the count. And that'll be just off the plate for ball 2. 2-2 count. Mejia walked off the mound like he thought it was strike 3. He'll have to get back up there. And the windup and the 2-2 pitch. Foul tips it into the mitt, and that'll be a strikeout as Patty McCormick goes down swinging. Out number 1 in the inning brings up Mason Corbett, who singled to left field in his first at-bat. Corbett, third highest average, 261 hitter, 13 hits on the season in 47 at-bats. 12 hits, 7 runs scored. 7 runs scored, 13 hits. 1 out in the inning. Bunt shown, laid down the third base side. Mason Corbett hustling, and he's going to have a base hit. Justin Cook was playing back at third base, and heads up play by Mason Corbett picks up the second hit on the day for him.
That is smart heads up baseball right there.
2 for 2 on the day. Jess Davis flew out to left center for out number 1 in the first inning. He'll come up next. And it was interesting to me. I thought that Ian Mejia could have had a play on it if he came off the mound quickly. But he instead just let Justin Cook go for it.
I think he definitely could have, but I don't think he expected the bunt.
I don't think he did either. He falls off hard on his opposite side. Pick off attempt. Mason Corbett sliding back in very awkwardly and slow to get up. He's going to laugh it off at first base right after I say no more injuries. That's how things get started there.
Yeah, we don't want to see any more failed slides here.
No. Off the plate, ball 1 to Jess Davis, who got out in the first. J. Paul Fullerton lined out to first base. He's on deck. Can Jess Davis just get to the next guy and have the Chinooks climb back in this one down 6 runs? In the dirt, going to skip away, and that's going to be a wild pitch by Ian Mejia to put a runner in scoring position. Ball bounced just behind the plate. Bounced right off the chest protector, and anytime the ball bounces right before the catcher, it's a wild pitch. As ruled, a 2-0 count, 1 out. Jess Davis looking for an RBI base hit. Hit hard, 2-hopper underneath the glove. Jess Davis will have extra bases. Can he get a triple out of it? He's hustling hard. He's going to go for 3, and he's going to have at least a stand-up triple as that gets in just underneath the glove of Cole Tate at second base. RBI triple for Jess Davis, and he gets the first run of the ball game for the Chinooks, and his first triple of the season brings up J. Paul Fullerton. Mason Corbett scoring, and that ball was smashed up the middle past the glove of the second baseman Cole Tate. Quick meeting on the mound. Silas Drayton, the home plate umpire, out to break it up. Cole Tate made a good stab at it, and you got an update for us on that game, Wyatt?
I do. The Oilers had a great inning, and they are leading the Pilots 4-1 down in Kenai.
Chinooks made that trek down to Kenai a few weeks ago, and the pitch. Smashed hard down the right field line, going to go foul. A 1 count, 1 out. 6-1 the score. Jess Davis bringing in the first run here. Ground ball hit to second. That'll bring in a run on the RBI ground out, and it's a 6-2 ball game. Good job by Fullerton on the RBI ground out. Makes it a 4-run ball game. Chinooks picking up 2 here. Ethan English up next, singled to open up the second in his first at bat. He'll try and get something started here with an extra base hit if he can get one for Hayden Keller on deck. And the curveball there off the plate. Strike 1. He getting assigned the delivery. And a big curveball there, almost a slider-like motion. And it comes in as strike 2 with the swing of Ethan English. He'll have to battle with 2 strikes against him. Tomahawked one into left field in his first at bat. Can he do it again? Smashed on the third base line, and John Groth showing off the matrix as he hops over it. Quick feet, quick footwork, and that's where working out of the gym gets you. And as the Chinooks work out with him every day at the Alaska Club, and must have had a good day working out as he hops over that pitch. Strike 3 on 4 pitches. Ethan English will go down to end it for the 3rd inning, but a good job by the Chinooks to get 2 runs and cut the deficit in 3rd as it's 6-2. Chinooks down by 4, but they do get 2 runs off the RBI triple from Jess Davis to bring in Mason Corbett, who singled on the bunt, and then J. Paul Fullerton's ground out. When we come back, it's Hannes Kindreich coming out to relieve Michael Barker. Michael Barker done for the day after 3 innings of pitching, gave up 6 runs and 2 strikeouts, 7 hits, 1 walk, and 4-run 3rd inning, unfortunately, as Hannes Kindreich comes in to relieve him. First pitch strike to Taishi Nakawaki. Next pitch hit hard off the end of the bat to right field. Hayden Keller coming in hard, and he'll make the catch. Out number 1 made. Brings up the top of the order for a 3rd time around here in the 4th inning. Isaac Barrera and Cole Tate, the next 2 batters. Chinooks did get 2 runs last inning, a triple from Jess Davis, single from Mason Corbett, and Fullerton, the ground out RBI. Pitch here to the lefty, strike 1 on the inner 3rd. Barrera out on a fly out to the shortstop, Pate Fullerton, down the left field line to end the second. And that pitch is strike 2, lower third. Kindrak looking for a big out here, try and get the first 2 outs, as that's going to skip away. Tried to throw a changeup, and it's a 46-footer as it bounces off the chest protector of Fullerton. Chinooks have the next 2 days off, and will play the Bucs next week, again on Sunday. Chop to second base, Patty McCormick. Fields throws to first, and he's going to be just safe. That's one pitch. That's one where you got to come up and field it quickly. Patty McCormick just waited back on it, and the speedy Isaac Barrera leadoff, able to have the infield single. He's on with a second time today. That's how things get started here in the 4th inning. Now the 2-hole Cole Tate up next. He's got 2 singles today, as well as a run scored and a stolen base. Pitch off the plate, ball 1. Kindrak, a 6.97 earned run average, 10 1/3 innings on the mound, 11 hits, given up 11 runs, 8 of which have been earned, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts, 1-2 record entering in. Delivery home, and that's strike 1 on the corner. A 1-1 count, 1 out. Good pitch from Kindrak. He's trying to get a long relief appearance here, and if the Chinooks can come back, potentially get a win, as the Chinooks trailing 6-2. Big lead at first. Barrera going to slide back in safely on the pickoff attempt from Kindrak.
Kindrak pitched 2 days ago, but I believe he only threw like 6 pitches in his relief appearance.
Yeah,
so
very short.
he should be good to go for a while today.
Curveball, and that'll be strike 2, 1-2 count. Another pickoff attempt. Barrera sliding in safely. Chinooks rocking the red, white, and blue for Military Appreciation Night. Blue and red hats, red jerseys, white pants, and the black jerseys and gray pants for the Bucs. 1-2 pitch. Curveball hung down the middle of the plate, and that'll be Ethan English over to retrieve it in left field. And 3 straight hits for Cole Tate. Not the pitch from Kindrak that you want to see there. With 1 out in the inning, double play in order brings up Blake Paw, who singled hard up the middle. Keep the inning going in the 3rd. We'll pause here for a moment. Fullerton wants a meeting with Hannes Kindrak. Runners on first and second. Barrera at second. Cole Tate on 3 for 3 today. 3 singles. He's at first base. Blake Paw pops it up and out of play on the first pitch he sees from Kindrak. (6-2) score. Chinooks have to get out of this inning unscathed. We're only in the 4th inning, and the Bucs have 9 hits. Curveball there, strike 2. Kindrak looking for a big out if he can get Blake Paw on deck. Chaney Rogers, the left-hander. Struck out looking to get the first out in the 3rd inning. Delivery. Curveball there, strike 3. Paw will go down swinging. Out number 2, and Hannes Kindrak looking for another out to keep runners on first and second and in the inning.
Batting for the Bucs, number 21, the designated hitter, Chaney Rogers.
Still 2 outs, 0-0 count. Delivery. Fastball misses inside, ball 1. On deck, big right-hander Blake Sullivan. You really want to face him as the leadoff. Don't want to give him anybody on base when he comes up. The 1-0 pitch. Pops it up to center. Jess Davis trots in a few feet. He's underneath it and will grab it with his left hand. And so it's 6-2. Good job by Hannes Kindreich to pitch around it. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, 5-6-7, Hayden Keller to lead off for the Chinooks when we come back. Hayden Keller to lead off. He flew out to center field for out number 1 in the 2nd. Can he pick up a big hit here? And he'll pop it up in foul territory. It's going to tail away from Justin Cook, but he will reach up, make the grab on a little jump in foul territory, and Hayden Keller out to lead off the inning on the first pitch. Daniel Freeman will have to do it as we're in the bottom of the 4th, a 6-2 ball game. Keller just not been the same in these last 2 games hitting. Good play by Justin Cook. And ball 1 taken by Freeman off the plate. You could lay a bunt down right now, and almost every person who does would be safe. Justin Cook playing that far back. Curveball taken for strike 1 on the outside corner. Freeman strikeout looking in the 2nd. Curveball, he'll pop it up and lift it to the infield. High fly ball, and Daniel Freeman hustling over, and again, going to be caught by Justin Cook for out number 2.
Mejia's doing a really good job today of making guys elevate pitches, and he's getting a lot of the air outs today.
Well, Freeman is a typical guy who does that. He gets fortunate sometimes when he hits it deep and can plate it where nobody is. But unfortunately there he'll lift it, and that one poked on a line drive foul from Pate Fullerton, the 7-hole shortstop. Joe Brazil on deck. Fullerton in his first at-bat drew a walk. Likely see a fastball again here from Mejia. And he will. It's going to be low. Mejia, trend-wise, typically goes fastballs to the left-handers on the outside corner, curveballs to the righties. And cap foul first base side. As a right-hander, you may see one fastball, and then after that potential strike, it's 2 curveballs. Couple shakes, might go back with the fastball here to Pate Fullerton, the wind-up 1-2 pitch. He'll go with the curveball off the plate, and it'll work at 2-2, 2 outs. Payoff pitch, one hopper to Cole Tate, who'll field it, set his feet, throw it on a cannon over to first base. 3 up, 3 down go the Chinooks. Joe Brazil, Patty McCormick, Mason Corbett will hit in the bottom of the 5th. It's 6-2. Chinooks trail by 4. Harness Kendrick and the defense coming back out. Blake Sullivan to lead off the 5th inning. Hannes Kendrick still pitching on the mound. His first pitch here is going to be strike 1 on the corner. 0-1 count, no outs. No one warming in the bullpen for the Bucs either. It's a 6-2 lead for him. And that pitch looked to be same spot, just misses. The 1-1 count, no outs. Curveball, check swing. Did he go around? No appeal. Down the first base line, it'll be a 2-1 count, no outs. Poked foul and out of play. Sullivan chasing the fastball away. 2-2 count, no outs. Kendrick looking for a big out here to lead off this inning. Got the leadoff fly out last inning to start it off. Fly ball from Taishi Nakawaki. Big swing and a miss. Strike 3. Second strikeout now for Hannes Kendrick, and they'll open it up against Blake Sullivan. That is Sullivan's 18th strikeout, second most on the team. Only player with more is Justin Cook and Blake Paw. Both have 19 strikeouts this season. First pitch, strike 1, enter third. 0-1 count, 1 out to the left-hander Caden Hobson, who had the RBI single in the 3rd inning. The explosive inning of the Bucs scoring 4 runs. And the off-speed flies in too far. Poked into left field. Ethan English will come in and make the grab. So he'll make that grab there, and he'll have to go back and make one more as he grabs his hat that flew off when he came over. 2 outs now in the inning on the flyout, and it'll bring up Justin Vanderbrake, who today had the 2-run home run on the in the park home run, his first of the season, and his second home run on the year. First pitch, curveball, strike 1.
His first home run came 3 days ago against the Miners in the Bucs win there.
He's really been heating up these last few games, that's for sure. He's had some big hits, a double yesterday, RBI double. He belted to left field. Oh, 1 count, 2 outs. Pops it up on the infield. Pate Fullerton calling for it. Takes a few hard steps inside, reaches back, will make the grab. 3 up, 3 down inning for the Chinooks. Can they take the momentum into the bottom of the 5th inning, as it'll be Brazil, McCormick, and Corbett coming back around for a third time? It's 6-2, Chinooks trailing by 4. Back for the bottom of the 5th. It's a 6-2 ball game. Chinooks trailing by 4. As Joe Brazil steps in, he grounded out to shortstop to end the 2nd. And Taishi Nakawaki shading him in that zone. First pitch is going to be off the plate, ball 1, from the tall right-hander Ian Mejia. Big gap between first and second. Sullivan, the first baseman, shading the line. Hit hard. Will it get over the head of the shortstop? It does. Taishi Nakawaki unable to catch it. It is now the 4th hit for the Chinooks. 5th hit for the Chinooks, excuse me. And the leadoff guy on base a 3rd time today. Patty McCormick up next. Well, I'm going to say it, Wyatt. I would be shocked if Patty does not lay down a bunt here. Dylan Gardner on deck, going to pinch hit for Mason Corbett, who was 2 for 2 with the singles. Joe Brazil not going there. Poked down the third base line, foul. Just pulled foul a little bit. Tyler O'Clair, one of the pitchers for the Chinooks. He's actually the day 4 starter. He will pitch on Sunday against the Bucs. He's down there in shin guards. Been warming up some pitchers. Catching some flat grounds. Next pitch to Patty McCormick might be off speed. It'll be instead a fastball in the corner. Strike 2. 0-2 count, no outs. Patty McCormick going to have to deal with 2 strikes here. Joe Brazil at first base, after singling over the head and just over the glove of Taishi Nakawaki, the shortstop. In the dirt, get to get by. It's a wild pitch from Ian Mejia. McCormick will look for a ground ball to the right side. Try and move over the runner. Chinooks need to cut the lead in half if they can get a run here, especially with 4 innings left. And going to be popped up and out of play, just spoiled by Patty McCormick on the curveball. Good pitch to spoil. It was hung over the inner third, and Patty McCormick just unable to put it in play hard. And Justin Cook a few steps from the line at third base. Patty McCormick's 2 doubles this season have come down that third base line. Joe Brazil clear at second base. The delivery. Pokes it up down the third base line, and it's going to be a tough play for the left fielder as he lets it fall in front of him. Thought we were going to see an attempted dive from Justin Vanderbrake, but he instead just holds up.
I think he thought he was going to dive. He had to kind of flail his limbs a little bit to make sure he stopped before he fell over there.
Yeah, I think he wanted to make sure, in case it was fair, because he knew that he didn't want to give up a run. In case it was fair, he wanted to make sure that it didn't hop past him. That's how Vanderbrake got his in-the-park home run. He hit a hard ball to center field. It fell in front of Jess Davis, the center fielder for the Chinooks, and bounced over his head, and Vanderbrake coming around to score.
That was one of the strangest hops I've seen this season so far.
That's for sure. Hit a spring out there in the grass. 1-2 pitch. Chopped up the middle. Fielded by Taishi Nakawaki. The throw to first. Good job by Patty McCormick to move over the runner. Now to bring up Dylan Gardner, who'll look to get an RBI here as he hits for Mason Corbett. That was a great at-bat by Patty McCormick. He had to foul off multiple pitches, stayed alive, and then grounded out to the shortstop. And even bigger is the wild pitch that moved Joe Brazil up to second. Now he's at third base with 1 out, 90 feet away. Still a 6-2 ball game.
Was there a substitution somewhere?
Yeah, it's Dylan Gardner at the plate hitting for Mason Corbett.
Oh, that's what I've missed. Thank you.
White's doing stats at the same time for us. And Dylan Gardner looking for his first hit in the ABL. He'll pop one up and out of play way out in front. Any ground ball to the middle infield will score Joe Brazil at third base as the third run. Any base hit will do it as well. And Dylan Gardner got robbed of a base hit yesterday. This pitch off the plate, a 1-1 count, 1 out. Yesterday, Dylan Gardner hitting a line drive to the first baseman who hopped up, made a diving catch, and that ended the inning.
I wonder if the slide when Mason Corbett was on base last time.
In the dirt, and that's going to just get through the legs and the wickets of Dylan Gardner. Still 1 out, Jess Davis on deck. I wonder if you're right.
I wonder if that had something to do with the substitution. As
Yeah.
we saw yesterday, Jake Collins had a slide and came out of the game.
I know that Mason's actually okay. I was told before the game that they were going to split time today, Dylan Gardner and Mason Corbett. And that's strike 2 on the inner third. 2-2 count here. Gardner looking to put something in play, the Oklahoma State Cowboy. I was told by Coach Groth, the head coach for the Chinooks, that they were going to split time today. And Mason Corbett still reached base in every game he's played in. He had 2 hits earlier. Hopefully Dylan Gardner can continue that trend, put something in play. Pokes it foul just to spoil it. Good at bat here from Gardner. Got to fly in a plane from one of the military guys who was honored today, Ted Manolis, as he took me, Dylan Gardner, and Jack D'Amelio, 3 of the Chinooks. Chopped into fair territory. Joe Brazil going to stay on it. The throw will be to first base, and it'll get Dylan Gardner just by his step, and I think Brazil could have made it if he went immediately. But of all the places to hit it, that's not one. And Gardner, the check swing, unfortunately, for the Chinooks, will force out number 2. They got to get Joe Brazil in here with Jess Davis at the plate. Had the RBI triple that started the scoring for the Chinooks.
Be a good time for another one of those.
Brought in Mason Corbett. Davis will look for a multi-hit day. Curveball first pitch, and that's going to be strike 1, inner third. That pitch, the changeup missing, a 1-1 count, 2 outs. Jess Davis desperately needing a hit here for the Chinooks. J. Paul Fullerton on deck. Had the RBI ground out for out number 2 in the third. The 1-1. Chopped to the first base side, foul. Once you count, 2 outs. And the delivery. In the dirt, scooped up behind the plate by Hobson. And chews across the board. 6-2 the score. Chinooks looking for a 2-out base hit from Jess Davis. Capped foul just to spoil it again. Good at bats here in this inning. Patty McCormick had one earlier. Dylan Gardner fouled off a few pitches, but grounded out to the pitcher, and then now Jess Davis has fouled off a few to stay alive with a 2-2 count. He'll try and poke one to right field between first and second, or maybe just get a ball hit to the outfield that could bring in a run of Joe Brazil at third base. This is a big run for the Chinooks, try and keep some momentum. Curveball upstairs, doesn't break. Full count, 2 outs.
That's a tough pitch to take for Jess Davis.
It is, and, Davis is very disciplined at the plate. His strikeouts have come via many times balls that were actually balls. He's been struck out on the outside corner a few times. 3-2 pitch, he caps it into center field. Long run in for the center fielder, and he's underneath it, will make the grab. Chinooks unable to get the run, and with 1 out and a runner at third, 2 other outs, and Joe Brazil can't come in as the leadoff single. When we come back, it's 6-2 as it'll be 8-9-1 for the Bucs. Justin Cook will lead off the inning. Today, he's 0 for 2, a ground out to third base that ended the third, and a fly out to right field that opened up the second inning. He leads off for the second time today. Still 6-2 ball game. First pitch, strike 1 from Hannes Kindreit. Chinooks unable to get in the leadoff runner of Joe Brazil, single to left field, got over to third base with 1 out, and just unable to bring him in. In the dirt, scooped up for ball 1. 1-1 count. At the end of this half inning, Wyatt will take you through the schedule for next week for the Chinooks, and that's a strike on the corner, a 1-2 count, no outs. hung a curveball again to right field. That's going to be extra bases. And once again, that is not what you want to see, as Justin Cook is hustling over to third base, and he's going to have a stand-up triple. You get ahead in the count, and you hang a curveball. That has been the biggest thing for the Chinooks pitching staff this season. They get ahead in counts, but then they keep hanging pitches right down the middle. And some good hitters in the ABL are going to definitely do damage with it. Now with no outs here, a leadoff triple for Justin Cook. We have seen everything today. Offensive, the Bucs, and now their 10th hit. First triple on the day. Strike one to Taishi Nakawaki. Oh, 1 is going to be poked foul and out of play. Chinooks have half the hits of the Bucs with 5, and a third of the runs with 2 of the 6. In the dirt, great block by Fullerton. Cook going to have to stay put at third base. That is Justin Cook's first triple this season. And the Bucs now have 5. And that's going to hit the helmet of Taishi Nakawaki, as he's going to just toss the bat, head down to first base. And that is why we wear helmets, folks. Runners on first and third, and the bleeding continues for the Chinooks.
Looks like Nakawaki's going to be okay here, which is always a good sign, of course.
Now Chinooks will look for a positive of a double play, but it would give up a run. 4 innings left, top of the 6th currently. Kendrick struggling here, gave up the leadoff triple to Justin Cook, got ahead in the count 1-2, and then left a curveball right down the middle. Delivery. Smoked hard to left field. Ethan English going back. Will he be able to grab it? And he took a bad angle at it. That's going to be extra bases. They're going to wave around another runner. It should be a triple, as it will be. And, man, Barrera was flying. That's his triple, his second triple of the season. Ethan English started going straight at it and instead should have gone back to make the catch. Now it's an 8-2 ball game. The Bucs ahead of the Chinooks.
Tyler Weinkoop is getting up and doing some stretching here. It looked like Chris Beck called for him to start warming up, so we should see him getting ready soon.
Well, that is the second triple in the inning. Can't tell you the last time we've seen that, Wyatt. Two-hole, who's been on every at-bat with a single, is Cole Tate, taking ball 1 low from Kendrick. Big swing and a miss, as Cole Tate will swing over it, the second baseman for the Bucs. 1-1 count, no outs. Next pitch, and that misses off the plate. 2-1 count. Wyatt, we got an update from that game?
We do have an update for you. The Pilots have come back in Kenai, and they are now leading 5-4 in the top of the 5th inning.
Well, that is good for the Chinooks. If the Chinooks cannot win this game, they want to make sure they're just a game behind the Oilers and have the Oilers lose as well. At this point in time, the Chinooks fighting, although there's a lot of games left to be played, now nearing the halfway mark of the season. Hit the left field, shallow. Ethan English will come in and let it drop in front of him. That'll be a base hit for Cole Tate. He's got 4 singles today and an RBI single there. Isaac Barrera scores for a second time today. Now, 3 runs given up here in the top of the 6th. But Chinooks do want the Oilers to lose as many as they can, because if the Chinooks can string together some wins eventually, then they can push ahead. 9-2 update as it's 12 hits now for the Bucs, and we are just in the top of the 6th. And give credit to the Bucs; their offense has come to life here. Hannes Kindrak did a great job in the 4th and 5th. Didn't give up any runs, but has given up 3 here in the 6th and has not found an out. Leadoff triple hit by pitch next to Taishi Nakawaki. Then a RBI triple from Barrera. RBI. There's a 2-run triple from Barrera. Now the RBI single for Cole Tate. Tate does have a stolen base today as well. 0-1 count to Blake Paul. Struck out swinging in his last at bat. Another pickoff attempt safely over is Cole Tate. Well, Tate's a great find for the University of Georgia. Bulldogs blessed by his company this past season. Delivery home, curveball, swung on it. Skies one to center, Just Davis underneath it, and he'll make the grab. So first out in the inning on the long fly out brings up Cheney Rogers. 0 for 2 today with a sac fly RBI in the first, as well as a strikeout looking in his second at bat. Again, Tyler Weinkoop, as Wyatt Wewell just mentioned, is warming up as the left-hander in the bullpen. Fastball at the eyes, ball 1.
Weinkoop is the only guy in that bullpen today with 3 days of rest.
Strike 1, paints the outside corner, Tate not running. Pickoff attempt over to first, safely in, Cole Tate. That pitch is swung on, and it'll be missed. 1-2 count. Kindrak looking for a big strikeout, and I got to be honest, you got to throw the fastball here. You have to. If you're blowing it by a couple guys, they haven't been able to really crush your fastball. It's the curveball that Hannes has given up this season. In every experience, it's been a big hit. It's been, for the majority, a curveball. Fastball there, misses upstairs. 2-2 count. Cheney Rogers just holding up. A double play could end the inning. Pops it up again with the fastball, and that's good as Just Davis comes over, and he's going to let it fall in front of him. They're going to move him over to third base. Just Davis thought that Ethan English was going to make the catch, and just a miscommunication. Ethan English was right next to it, and he just let Just Davis, and unfortunately that's a hit. As Chinooks have fallen apart here in the in the 6th inning. That is the 13th base hit now for the Chinook, or for the Bucs. And it brings up Blake Sullivan. That is the easiest double for Cheney Rogers. And his first double this season. Big swing and a miss. Runners on second and third. 1 out in the inning. Check swing. Sullivan did not go around, and Sullivan is now the 7th batter in the inning. 3 runs have already come in. 2 more 90 and 180 feet away. Sullivan, ground ball to third base, diving stop. Brazil, throw to first. The pick at first, made by Daniel Freeman, and a great play by Joe Brazil to get the out. That is an RBI ground out. by Blake Sullivan, and he picks up his third RBI on the day. Fourth run given up by Hannes Kindreich here in the inning. A defensive mental miscue by Ethan English in left field. And Chinooks have had to put a few guys out there in left field. This is the first game, I believe, that we've seen Ethan out in left field.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. I don't think we've seen him yet play in the outfield.
Yeah, I believe this is his first game in the outfield. We usually see him rotating around at first base. So a little unaccustomed to it, but smash to right field. That'll be a base hit. They'll try and bring in another runner. Hayden Keller going to get it in, and that'll be an RBI single for Caden Hobson. He's got his second RBI single of the day, fifth run given up.
Well, Brandon Cody is available to play left field. They've decided to give him an extra day off.
We'll pause here for a moment as Hannes Kindreich has a meeting with 2 outs here with the pitching coach, Chris Beck. Justin Vanderbrake is the 9th batter in the inning. He'll face Tyler Weinkoop, the left-hander relieving Hannes Kindreich, who's given up 5 runs here in the 6th inning. It is now a 11-2 deficit. Chinooks trailing the Bucs here in the top of the 6th. 14 hits to the 5 for the Chinooks. Kindreich gave up 1 hit by pitch, 2 strikeouts, 7 hits, 5 runs, and no walks. That pitch tails away, a 1-1 count. Vanderbrake today, a ground out to first in his first at bat, a 2-run home run in the park home run for his third, his second home run this season, and a fly out to the shortstop that ended the 5th. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Tyler Weinkoop in relief. Weinkoop coming out of Huber Heights, Ohio, sophomore at Indiana Wesleyan University. Curveball held up over the middle of the plate, and Jess Davis will scoop it up and throw it in quickly to third base, as it was just hung over the middle, and a good swing put on by Justin Vanderbrake. And here in the 6th, Justin baseman Daniel Freeman, it tipped right off of his glove and fell down. And that's going to go as a hit, as that's almost an impossible play for the first baseman, Jana Freeman, running back away from him, and the inning continues as a run has come in. Kendrick giving up a 6th run here and a 7th run as well. Correction, just a 6th run. The first run for Tyler Weinkoop comes in. And Taishi Nakawaki hit by a pitch in this inning. Line out past the glove of Pate Fullerton, and another hit in the inning. And that actually goes as a triple for Justin Cook. He's got 2 triples today in this game, and actually in this inning. I'm not sure the last time that happened either, Wyatt. Last time you get 2 triples. 17 hits so far and 8 runs in this inning. Taishi Nakawaki, the RBI single there. In the dirt and dribbled around, and Taishi will stay put at first base.
This is the first time this season that we have seen 10 batters come up in an inning for one team.
This is true. And 8 hits as well in this inning alone. And fouled back our direction, as it's going to send Colt Tate from on deck over to retrieve it. Isaac Barrera at the plate. Had the RBI triple opposite field, out of reach of Ethan English, and the curveball misses high, a 2-1 count. We have seen 3 triples in this inning, 1 double, and 5 singles, as well as a hit by pitch. And fouled back our way again. Fastball misses away. Full count, 2 outs. Taishi will be on the move here. The runner at first base. Up and inside, watch your lips as Barrera will draw the walk. The inning continues.
I cannot find anywhere in the history of Major League Baseball where somebody has hit 2 triples in one inning. Of course, those stats are not readily available for the Alaska Baseball League.
Of course, we're not in pro baseball, but all the same.
But just to show you how rare that is, there are 2,400 games
true.
played a year, and nobody's ever done it.
This is true. Colt Tate has reached in every at-bat. He'll ground out to third base. Joe Brazil fields it and steps on third to end the inning. 8 runs given up in the inning. And the Chinooks down 14-2. They still have 3.5 innings left. They'll try and chip away in the bottom half of the 6th when we come back. Well, J. Paul Fullerton will lead it off here as it is going to be ball one off the plate. 14-2 the score. Chinooks trailing the Bucs after giving up 8 runs in the top half of the inning.
Looks like we'll see Brian Cardone in this one. He's warming up in the pen.
Smash to right center, but it is going to be falling in as J. Paul Fullerton will be reaching on the single for the bottom of the 6th inning. Chinooks getting a little bit of life here, brings up Ethan English, the 4-hole. English today, a strikeout and a single. Singled in the 2nd to lead off the inning. Hayden Keller on deck. Brian Cardone warming in the bullpen for the Chinooks. We will likely see him. Wynkoop came in to pitch in relief for Hannes Kindreich just to get 1 out and gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. Big swing and a miss. And that curveball misses too far in, a 1-1 count. Wyatt in a second. We'll give you after this batter, we'll give you the schedule for next week for the Chinooks. Capped out the end of the bat. Cole Tate, it goes off his glove and ricocheted away. And that should bring in a potential run for the Chinooks. No, they'll hold him up at third base. It took a crazy hop away from a second baseman. And that's going to be an E4 against Cole Tate. But runners on second and third here as Hayden Keller comes up next.
As promised, here's the schedule for next week. The Chinooks will play the Bucs 4 times in the week, and the only off day on Thursday. But we're bouncing around all over the Anchorage area to play the Bucs at the Miners, at the Pilots twice, and then at the Bucs 2 more times.
Thank you, Wyatt, for that. It's 14-2 right now, the score. Ethan English at second base after reaching with the E4. Runners now in scoring position. First pitch to Keller, up and away. Hayden Keller will look for an RBI here. He's got 11 RBIs this season, second most on the team, behind Freeman and Cody. Ground ball to the left side. Ethan English going to hustle in. Taishi Nakawaki throws the first, and he's called out by Stacy Dunbar at first base.
That's a great play by Nakawaki. He is on fire at shortstop
He
today.
is, and I thought he was out as well. I thought that was the right call just to get Keller by his step. Keller ran past the bag and put up the airplane for you to let you know he was safe. But fortunately for Chinooks, it's an RBI ground out. And the Chinooks do get a run. J. Paul Fullerton scoring for the first time today. All 3 runs for the Chinooks have been the 1-2-3 guys. Mason Corbett, Jess Davis, J. Paul Fullerton. Taken, strike 1 to Daniel Freeman. Freeman will look for an RBI as well. Keller picks up his 12th to tie the other guys. Freeman would like to push ahead on the team with a 13th RBI. That pitch is called strike 2 at the top of the zone on the curveball. And that one is one I don't agree with.
I think if that was any player that isn't Daniel Freeman, that's a ball, but he's so tall his strike zone's extended.
Got to put something in play here. Chokes up on the bat. Ground ball third base side, and Justin Cook will field it. Ethan English will head home, and he held up for a half second. I mean, it's 14-3, and now it's 14-4. RBI ground out. Cook fielded it and decided to just throw it across. So the RBI ground out and the 13th for Freeman. And that is an earned run on the ground out.
The first run was an
First
earned
run. Big swing and a miss. Pate Fullerton swinging through the fastball. And that one missing. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Poked foul there. Good swing from Fullerton. Fullerton today, a walk in his first at bat, a hard ground ball to second base made by Cole Tate. And the 1-2 delivery. In the dirt, scooped up. Well, my theory has proved true to left-handers. Ian Mejia has started everything with a fastball and worked fastball counts, just trying to get the lefties. Trust his fastball in the delivery. And that pitch going to miss low. It's almost like Mejia has a slider and a curveball, which is it makes you very effective, the University of Arizona pitcher. 3-2 pitch. And that's going to be thrown for a ball. Pate Fullerton will reach first. Second walk issued on the day for Ian Mejia. No one warming in the bullpen for the Bucs. Right now they don't need anybody. They lead by 10 runs. Joe Brazil singled in his last at-bat. Couldn't come around to score. At third base with one out, Dylan Gardner will have to wait his turn as well. Patty McCormick on deck. Fastball low and away. 2 outs in the inning. We're in the bottom of the 6th currently. Chinooks have scored 2 that match the 2 runs scored in the bottom of the 3rd for a 14-4 deficit. Runner going, and Fullerton a great jump. He'll get a stolen base. And you got to like that from Fullerton. He's still playing the game hard, although the Chinooks are down by 10 runs. Still trying to force some action here. Joe Brazil looking for an RBI base hit for a second time to reach for today if he can get it. Bring in Pate Fullerton. In the dirt, and that's going to be thrown away. Pate Fullerton will advance to third on the wild pitch. 3-0 count for Joe Brazil. Count for Brazil. And ball 4 low and away, scooped up by Hobson. Brings up Patty McCormick. We'll pause here for a moment. Pitching coach comes out for the Bucs to meet with Mejia. Well, the Chinooks have scored the most runs against Ian Mejia with 4. Trying to pick up 2 more here and keep the inning going with Patty McCormick at the plate. Check swing right down past Dalton Smith at first base. On deck, Dylan Gardner. Ground ball to the right side. Patty McCormick with speed. Colte picks it up. He'll fire to first, and it's dropped by the first baseman. That is either an error on Sullivan or an error on Colte. The ball kind of handcuffed him. Colte likes to come up and just fire it hard at Sullivan, but a run does come in. It's 14-5.
That's going to be
an unearned run. Yeah, error on who?
That's going to be an error on the first baseman.
Sullivan picks up the error. And Dylan Gardner comes up next. Runners on first and second. And it's a 14-5 ball game. Ball 1 up and away.
You know, in this inning, both teams have kind of fallen apart defensively.
Yeah, to a degree for sure, but all the same, in the top half of the inning, the Bucs definitely hit the ball.
They did.
They're at 17 hits now for it, and that's strike one on the inner third to Dylan Gardner. Gardner today came in relief for Mason Corbett, who was 2 singles to reach in his first 2 at-bats, and Gardner came in and had a ground out to the pitcher in his first at-bat back in the 5th. Big swing and a miss off the plate, a 1-2 count. Jess Davis, the 2-hole on deck. Payoff pitch, runner goes. It's going to be thrown away, and that's going to be stolen bases for both guys. As they took off, and now Dylan Gardner could pick up 2 RBIs with a base hit here, his first in the ABL. Inside, ball 3. Three-two count, 2 outs. And he pokes it in foul territory. Can Justin Cook get to it? He's underneath it and will make the grab. So Dylan Gardner flies out to end the inning in foul territory. 2 runners stranded, but the Chinooks get 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And we'll go to the final 3 innings of play. The top of the 7th we go. It's 14-5, Bucs leading. Blake Paul to lead off here in the 7th inning. Chinooks got 3 runs. They've got 9 to come back from. It's 14-5, and Blake Paul, the 3-hole right fielder, comes up for a 5th time today. He's going to hit one hard to left center field, and that has a chance to get out, as it's going to definitely get out. Second time in 2 days that Blake Paul has put one over, and he leads the ABL with 5 home runs. Had one yesterday in the 9th, and the first pitch he sees from Brian Cardone is a home run. Had one against Corbin Barker yesterday. Second home run on the day for the Bucs. One in the Parker from Justin Vanderbrake, and now a 15-5 lead again. 18th hit for the Bucs. And chopped to the first base side, foul, right towards the bullpen. The Bucs do have a right-hander, nice and easy tossing in the bullpen. Wyatt, can you see if that's 21 or 31?
I believe that's
Or not
32.
even. 32. Okay,
it is
good.
Hamby.
And he went around as that'll be a 0-2 count, no outs here to Cheney Rogers. 1 run given up in the inning as the Chinooks, Brian Cardone, has come in as the third reliever in the game. Fourth pitcher. First pitch home run to Blake Paul, hit it over the left center fence. And way inside and to the backstop, ball 1. Rogers today a double in the 6th inning, sac fly RBI in the 1st, strikeout looking in the 3rd, and a fly out to center in the 4th. One, 2 count, no outs. The delivery. Pops it up to center. Very deep. Jess Davis going back. He's still going back. And it's going to fall in. Extra bases here. Jess Davis going to get it in. And that could be the 4th triple on the day for the Bucs. And it will be. So we've got a home run and a triple. Back-to-back hits. Brings up Blake Sullivan. 19th hit for the Bucs. And that's going to hurt as J. Paul Fullerton got ricocheted right into his hand. And we're going to pause here for a moment as he's probably going to get looked at by pitching coach and Cole Bryant. Well, unfortunately, we cannot give you an update on how J. Paul Fullerton is doing. He took a foul ball to the hand. That's all we know, and he's come out of the game. Joe Brazil coming in to play third. Jack D'Amelio, the third baseman, as Joe Brazil's come in from third base to catch. Brian Cardone, a 0-1 count here, no outs, runner at third base. And the curveball misses in and out of the glove of Joe Brazil.
So that means that D'Amelio will be hitting in the 3-hole where J. Paul was, and Joe Brazil, of course, stays where he is in the lineup.
And the pitch missing away. Ball 2, 2-1 count. Cardone coming set. The delivery foul tipped. And the payoff pitch, 2-2, upstairs to Sullivan. Ball 3, full count awaiting. Jess Davis, and now Jack D'Amelio, Ethan English to lead off the bottom half of the inning. We're only in the 7th, and it's a 15-5 lead for the Bucs. Delivery, pops it up on the infield. Coming over is Daniel Freeman. He's underneath it. We'll make the grab for out number 1. Blake Sullivan popping out, retired for a fourth time today. Had 2 RBI groundouts to the third baseman today. And Caden Hobson coming up next. Hobson, an RBI single in his last at-bat back in the 6th, RBI single in the 3rd, a strikeout looking in the 1st, and a fly out to left field in the 5th. 1 out, curveball, first pitch, strike 1. Pate Fullerton, the shortstop and brother of J. Paul Fullerton, went over during the break to check on him and came back out pretty quickly to the field, so hopefully that's a good sign. This one going to get past Brazil, and a run going to come in on a wild pitch. And the ball bounced right before the glove of Joe Brazil, and that's the 16th run. 16-5 now the score as Rogers comes in. Led off the inning after the home run from Blake Paul with a triple, a 1-1 count. Smashed hard to right field. Hayden Keller coming in a few steps will make the grab. So second out made. Off the bat of Caden Hobson. And that will bring up Justin Vanderbrake, who today has 2 hits, a home run, and a single. Pair of RBIs. Curveball, first pitch, off the plate, ball 1.
Pitching coach Chris Beck just looked at the bullpen and gave him the bunny ears sign to call for Justin Fox to start getting loose. So he will start warming up in the bullpen for the Chinooks.
I believe his parents head back home today from Bel Air, Texas. And their son pitched a few days ago. Right-hander still warming in the bullpen for the Bucs. 16-5 the score, Chinooks trailing. 3-0 count here, 2 outs to Justin Vanderbrake. Vanderbrake trying to extend the inning.
Still a lot of fans in attendance, but the stadium has fallen nearly silent recently.
Way inside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk will put Vanderbrake on to contend the inning here with 2 outs. And Justin Cook comes up next. He had 2 triples in the same inning just an inning ago. Strike 1. Wyatt and I were discussing that we've never seen a guy hit 2 triples in just an inning. And Wyatt, you said you looked it up, and no player in the MLB has ever done it, have they?
No, there's been one instance of 2 grand slams.
Yeah,
in the same
I
inning.
knew that. Yeah, actually, that wasn't too long ago.
That was in 1999. Fernando Tatis.
Yeah, I knew it
for
was
the
in the
Cardinals.
last 2 decades.
His son's now playing in
Yeah,
San
he
Diego,
is.
I believe.
In the same inning. Big swing and a miss, so 1-2 count, 2 outs.
But no instance that I could find of 2 triples in the same inning.
Well, the only way to one up that, other than 2 home runs in an inning, would be two grand slams. I'm positive. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm positive that there's been 2 home runs in an inning. Somehow that pitch misses, but Brian Cardone tripped and still got the ball over the middle of the plate. 2-2 count, 2 outs. I'm sure it's happened numerous times where a guy's come up and had multiple hits in it, or multiple home runs in an inning.
Yes.
But triples, it's a little harder. You got to be flying around the bases, but all the same, we've seen 4 triples today. In fact, all 4 triples have come in the last 2 innings. Swing and a miss. Brian Cardone will get the 3rd out via strikeout. Justin Cook goes down swinging. When we come back, it's 2-3-4, Jess Davis, Jack D'Amelio, and Ethan English to lead off the inning. Well, a crazy event. We just saw the umpires all meet with the pitcher, Ian Mejia.
Looked like they were checking for foreign substances
Yeah,
in his back
foreign
pocket.
substances.
But they determined he was good to go, so
Yeah.
we are back to playing baseball.
2-0 count here to Jess Davis to start things off, and man, it's been a crazy game.
I tell you what, that would have made it probably the craziest game I've ever seen.
It really has been. Two triples for Justin Cook in the same inning, and some home runs, an infield or in the park home run, hit off the end of the bat, pop up to center field. Jess Davis will hit into out number 1 as it's caught by Isaac Barrera.
He's flied out to that same spot about 3 times today.
Yeah, it came close in his first fly out to left.
In other baseball news, the Yankees have the day off today, so they weren't able to extend their streak of 28 games with a home run. They are headed to London with the Red Sox for Saturday-Sunday series.
Oh, wow. One out here inside to Jack D'Amelio, his first at bat today. Since coming in, J. Paul Fullerton got hurt last inning on a foul ball that hit his hand. Hopefully he's okay. Chinooks lost a catcher yesterday, and it's debatable whether Jake Collins will be able to go at all the rest of this summer. 2-0 count, D'Amelio taking low, and Joe Brazil came in to play catcher from third base. Jack D'Amelio entering in as the third baseman. Now the 2-hole in this inning, and the 3-hole in the game. 2-0 pitch, taken at the lower third, change-up, strike one. Wind slightly blowing out to right field. D'Amelio looking to reach here. Chop to the left side. It's fielded by Justin Cook. He'll shuffle, throw to first, and the out made. So 2 outs now. It'll bring up Ethan English. (5-3) ground out, and 2 outs now for Ethan English. English today reached on the error from Cole Tate in his last at bat, came around to score the 4th run, and now the Chinooks are losing by 11 runs, 16-5. There's my math for you. It's been a long game, Wyatt.
Well, that's all right. I forgot to update the scoreboard on the screen, so it's been 14-5 on the stream.
Well, it is not. It's 16-5. Foul ball hit up and out of play down the right field line, and just going to get out of play. 19 hits for the Bucs, and they're showing right now why they're the number 1 team in this league.
They're definitely a good ball club.
Ground ball smashed down the third base line. Coach Groth has had to be on his toes multiple times tonight. And again, the Anchorage Bucs are likely going to be the first team to reach 15 wins if they can win it tonight. I was just tapping my pen, and that's smashed to left field, and it could get out, and it will. Ethan English hitting the curveball right down the middle as he'll pick up his 2nd home run. Team tying 2nd home run will make it a 16-6 ball game. Ball was absolutely smashed by Ethan English.
It was a no-doubter.
100% a no-doubter at that. Curveball right down the middle. Ethan English will plate it and touch all 4 of them. Left-hander Hayden Keller comes up next. The RBI ground out to shortstop in his last at-bat. Strike 1 to Keller. Keller struggled today. 2 flyouts, 1 foul territory to the third baseman, and 1 hit to center. Taken upstairs, a 1-1 count, 2 outs.
Got an update for you from the other game. Down in Kenai, the Pilots have not looked back, and they are now leading the game 8-4.
Pops it up and out of play, a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Thank you, Wyatt, for that update.
It's been a good day for the Anchorage teams, that's for sure.
Mejia, a 2-1 record coming in. He's on pace to pick up his 3rd. Curveball misses up. 2-2 count, 2 outs. And strike 3, Keller will go down swinging for the 3rd out, but Ethan English picks up his 2nd home run of the season as we go to the top of the 8th inning. 2 full innings left. It's 16-6. Taishi Nakawaki swinging first pitch from Justin Fox. Pops it up on the left side. Pate Fullerton calls off Jack D'Amelio and will make the catch for out number 1. Justin Fox throws the first pitch here to the left-hander Isaac Barrera, and it's a 0-1 count for strike 1. Nakawaki popping out to shortstop for out number 1. The pitch missing low. Good catch by Joe Brazil. Here in the top of the 8th inning, a 16-6 lead for the Bucs. And that'll just be ball 2, 2-1 count. Three one as Fox has worked behind in the count now to Isaac Barrera. Barrera a single and a triple in his last bats in the 6th, as well as a single in the 4th, single in the 1st. So he's got 4 hits today. Scored 3 runs. Chopper to the right side. Patty McCormick slides, fields, throws to first, and the out made. What a play by Patty McCormick sliding to his left. Second out made, and we've seen Patty McCormick make a couple of those this season.
That was a Altuve level play there.
100%. Isaac Barrera is no slowpoke, that's for sure. Was flying around the bases and actually came around to third base in the 6th before the runner came in to score from second base. Ball 1 low and away to Cole Tate. Off the end of the bat, one hopper to Pate Fullerton. Throws across his body to first, and the out made. 1-2-3 inning for the Bucs. Defensively, good job by Justin Fox. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 16-6. Chinooks trailing. They will have Daniel Freeman, Pate Fullerton, and Joe Brazil at the plate. Daniel Freeman up to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning as the Chinooks are trailing 16-6 by 10 runs. 19-7 in the hit categories. Bucs ahead of the Chinooks. Right-hander pitching on the mound is Robert Hamby. Hamby, a 139 earned run average this season, 13 innings pitched, 7 hits given up, as well as 3 runs, 2 of the 3 earned, 4 walks, 11 strikeouts. A 4-0 record, 2 saves as well. Not a save opportunity here, thrown all the way to the backstop. Robert Hamby, a 6'6", 225, sophomore at Winthrop University, and the speedy Joe Brazil over to retrieve the ball. Pate Fullerton on deck. Joe will be third up. Joey Levitt warming in the bullpen. And that'll be spiked in the dirt for a 2-1 count to Daniel Freeman. Big swing and a miss, lower third, and the pitch deception is unreal from a 6'6" right-hander, that's for sure.
Yeah, that ball is coming from way above your head, even if you are Daniel Freeman.
Well, and especially for Hamby, he starts it way up over his head. Just a very unique motion. Poke down the right field line. Will it stay fair? It'll just be foul.
Joey Levitt's up in the bullpen for the Chinooks. He did pitch yesterday, so I don't know if they'll decide to bring him in. But the only other guy left in that bullpen is Corbin Barker, who threw about 5 innings yesterday. So don't expect to see him today.
Yeah, Joey came in yesterday to get 2 outs in the 9th, and he got both of them. 2-2 pitch. Up and inside, ball 3 to Daniel Freeman. 2 runs in the first for the Bucs, 4 in the third, 8 in the 6th, and that's really put it out of distance for the Chinooks. 2 in the 7th, 2 for the Chinooks in the 3rd, 3 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and we're leading off this inning on a line drive up the middle by Daniel Freeman. And that's going to be bobbled in center field by Freeman. He's hustling around to second base, and he's going to stay put at second on the single and error from the center fielder, Isaac Barrera. That is the 3rd error in the game and 8th hit for the Chinooks. So Chinooks have a chance to get a run in as Pate Fullerton comes up next. Fullerton walked in his 1st and 3rd at bats. He's now up for a 4th time. Hit a line drive to the second baseman to end the 3rd on a hard ground out. Upstairs and called for strike 1 to Pate Fullerton. Hit hard to left center field. That's going to be extra bases. Pate Fullerton will touch first and head to second. It's going to be a close play. He's got a double. And the 7th run comes in for the Chinooks, Daniel Freeman. So with that, Pate Fullerton picking up the double. He's on for the 3rd time today with a base hit. RBI double for Pate Fullerton brings in Daniel Freeman. No outs in the inning, 16-7 the score. Chinooks down by 9. Ground ball hit hard through the hole at third base, and a base hit for Joe Brazil. Brazil coming to life today. He's got 2 singles. Moves up the runner to the 3rd, and it is an earned run at that. On the single from Daniel Freeman when he came around to score, it was bobbled by the center fielder. Moved him up to second base. 10 hits for the Chinooks. They've had a great offensive day. It's just defensively, the hits for the Bucs have just come to life. They've got 19 hits, and pitching staff for the Chinooks have struggled. Poke foul from the first pitch from Patty McCormick. Can he keep the inning going? Dylan Gardner over to hustle over and grab the ball. a designated hitter for the Chinooks.
It is not the spot you want to see the Chinooks in, but you got to be proud of them for
Still
staying
fighting
in this game.
Yeah, still fighting. Poked into right field, and that's going to send Blake Paw over and right. It should be deep enough to tag a run, and it will. So a sac fly for Patty McCormick brings in a second run in the inning at 16-8. Chinooks down by 8 runs.
Things went from bad to worse there in the middle innings, but the Chinooks have kept the fight up, and they are making a case for why they should still be in this game.
So Dylan Gardner will come up next, and can Gardner pick up a hit? Runner at first base, 1 out, Joe Brazil, who singled through the 5-6 hole. First pitch here to Gardner. Fastball away, ball 1. On deck, Jess Davis. Hit hard, and it's going to be through. First base hit of the ABL for Dylan Gardner, the Chinook. So the inning continues here. Hamby been struggling. Jack D'Amelio moves up on deck. It's still 16-8. As Jess Davis steps in. Davis today an RBI triple in the third. Came in to score the second run as well for the Chinooks. Flew out to center twice in his last 2 at-bats and a fly out to left field in the first. Davis, a base hit, could bring in a run. Ball 1 upstairs and off the plate. 1 out, 1-0 count. And this one falls in on the corner. If the Chinooks can put up 5 here, it's a whole new world. Score 7 in an inning, and you're well on track to coming back. Make it a 5-run deficit. Big swing and a miss, low pitch. And we got a 1-2 count here to Jess Davis. Hamby, a long look in. Off the plate, a 2-2 count. Still 1 out in the inning. Runners on first and second. Gardner, who picked up his first base hit of the ABL. He's now on first base at second base, Joe Brazil. Brazil his second hit tonight. And had a walk. He's 2 for 3. Smash to right field. That's going to be a base hit. It'll be picked up by Paw. They'll move him in to try and score a run, and he will come in. That'll be an RBI single for Jess Davis. And it brings up Jack D'Amelio. We'll pause for a moment. Pitching coach out to talk with Hamby with runners on the corners and 1 out. It's a 16-9 ball game. Jack D'Amelio will step into the right-hander's batter's box. Ethan English on deck, had the solo home run just an inning ago. He'd like to get another crack at it with runners on base. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Jack D'Amelio at the plate. The delivery. Inside, ball 1. Jess Davis singling to right field to bring in Joe Brazil from second. Dylan Gardner hustling over to third base. 16-9 ball game. Chinooks have put up 3 here, and in total, the last 3 innings, they've put up 7 runs. Check swing, and Silas Drayden says he did go around. It'll be a 1-1 count. One pitch, 1 out. Delivery to Jack D'Amelio. Curveball falls above the head, ball 2. The 2-1 pitch from Hamby. Poke foul and out of play. So D'Amelio has to fight with 2 strikes against him. A 2-2 count, 1 out. The delivery. Smash to left field. That's going to be a base hit for Jack D'Amelio. RBI single will keep the inning going. It's 16-10. The Chinooks have put up 4 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Ethan English up next with 1 out in the inning. A 3-run home run makes it a 3-run ball game and 7 runs in this inning. Good at bat by Jack D'Amelio to pick up the RBI single. Hamby still working on the mound, and they've sat down the pitcher warming up in the bullpen for the Bucs. Smash to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. And it is a mile-long foul.
Wow.
Well, that's what you want for the Chinooks, but that one just happens to go 40 yards to the left of the foul pole.
And past it.
And now the Bucs going to get the right-hander warming again in the bullpen. English wants that pitch back so he can try and hit it 30 feet the other direction. He'll pop it up, sky it to right field. Blake Paw back and forth, shuffling on it. And Jess Davis thought about tagging. He'll safely go back to second base. So Ethan English with the second out on the fly out to right field brings up Hayden Keller. Tough break for the Chinooks. They've put up 4 here in the bottom of the 8th.
You know, we saw a inside the park home run here in the 3rd inning and said that was a pretty rare sight. But Tommy LaStella just did that a couple of days ago for the Angels.
Really?
I just found out.
Huh. And the 2-out pitch to Keller. Smashes one to right field. Blake Paw right on it will make the grab. Chinooks hit the ball hard in the inning. They get 4 runs. And they'll look for 6 in the bottom of the 9th as Joey Levitt comes in to try and close out the next 3 outs. Good job by the offense for the Chinooks to carry something with them, even if they lose the game. But they're trying to pull it back. Couple of tough line outs there. Hayden Keller, the line out to right field for out number 3. 6-run deficit. Chinooks down 6-10 when we come back. Joey Levitt and the defense for the Chinooks. Blake Paul up to lead off the ninth inning. Chinooks have put up 4 in the bottom of the 8th and a total of 8 runs in the last 3 innings combined. It's 16-10. Chinooks down by 6. They'll look for a perfect inning here from Joey Levitt and the defense so that they can try and put up 6 runs and tie it in the bottom of the 9th. Curveball, first pitch, strike 1 to Blake Paw. Paw, a solo home run in his last at-bat in the 7th off Brian Cardone. Pops it up to right field, tailing away from Hayden Keller. Still going back over his left side, and he'll make the grab. Out number 1 made, brings up Cheney Rogers, the 4-hole. Designated hitter.
For the Bucs, number 21, the designated hitter, Cheney Rogers.
And the first pitch here to Rogers. Ground ball to the right side. Past the glove of Patty McCormick on a single. And so Rogers has almost hit for the cycle today. He's just missing the home run. Blake Sullivan up next. Had the double back in the 6th, triple in the 7th, and a single now in the 9th. Now it brings up Blake Sullivan. RBI double in the 1st, and 0 for the last ones. Check swing didn't go around. He's had 2 RBI ground outs to third base today, back in the 3rd and the 6th. Pops it up and out of play. 1-1 count. Right back to the backstop.
Check on it.
Chris Beck over to retrieve the ball. 1-1 count, 1 out. 16-20. 20th hit. Led off the inning with 1 out. Cheney Rogers, the single to right field. Hit hard to left center. Ethan English hustling back and will not make the catch. They're going to try and wave in a runner here, and they'll hold him up at 3rd instead. As it just lands at the base of the wall, Blake Sullivan, another double. Chinooks have to get through this inning without giving up a run. Try and keep composure with it being 16-10. Once you score big in an inning, you have to put up a 0.
Update from Kenai. The Oilers are keeping it close. It's top of the 9th. 6-8 Pilots still, but the Oilers are looking to come back and win that one in the bottom.
Left-hander steps in. It's Caden Hobson. He'll take strike 1, lower 3rd. Sullivan has 6 doubles, 2 today, and every double he's hit this season has come against the Chinooks. Every single double. That's incredible. 21 hits now for the Bucs. And the left-hander, Caden Hobson, will pop one up to right. That could bring in a run. It depends how deep it is. It's going to be Hayden Keller to pick it up. He'll try and throw to 3rd, and the tag will not be applied as Jack D'Amelio picks it up a few paces away from the base, and an RBI sac fly from Caden Hobson. His 3rd RBI of the game. 17-10 the score. Brings up Justin Vanderbrake, a single, a in the park home run, and a walk today. A couple of RBIs and a run scored. Curveball first pitch, just missed somewhere. Maybe missed up. The 1-0 pitch, 2 outs. Inside, ball 2. I believe Michael Frias is warming in the bullpen out of Irving, California, sophomore at UC Irvine. Fielded by D'Amelio, the throw to first, and good job by D'Amelio and Joey as 1 run given up, but it's 17-10. Chinooks look for 7 runs in the bottom of the 9th, and they'll have Daniel Freeman to lead it off, who got a single in his last at bat. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball on YouTube.com. Daniel Freeman to lead off the bottom of the 9th inning. 7-run deficit. It's 17-10. Chinooks are in double-digit hits and runs, but been out-hit 21-13 today by the Bucs and outscored 17-10. Into pitch, Matt Frias, excuse me. First pitch curveball to Daniel Freeman, who singled up the middle and scored a run last inning. Led off the inning with it. Frias coming in, a 2 ERA, 9 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which have been earned. 1 hopper to Justin Cook, makes a good play on it, the throw to first, and the out made.
Now, I said earlier that I couldn't find any instances of 2 triples in an inning, but according to Baseball Almanac, that's happened 11 times in Major League Baseball. The last time, in 2006, was Corey Sullivan at Colorado. Before that was 1926, and before that, none of them after 1900.
None of them before 1900?
None of them after. There were 2 in 1900, and the rest of them were in the 1800s.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I think Fullerton tried to lay down a bunt, and it goes foul. Matt Frias off the mound quickly. Frias relieving Hamby. Next pitch misses low. Fullerton, the RBI double last inning. Brought in the first run of the 4, scored in the bottom of the 8th. Chinooks have the most hits all season in this game with 13, but this is probably the breaker for the Bucs as well with their most hits in a game, 21. And that misses upstairs. 3-1 count, 1 out. And that pitch is off the plate. A walk for Pate Fullerton. He's on for the 4th time today. Walked in the 1st, walked in the 6th, walked in the 9th, and RBI double in the 8th. Only time he was out was a laser hit to second base that was scooped up on the 1-hopper from Cole Tate. Brings up Joe Brazil, who's having a pretty profitable day as well. A walk and 2 singles. Hits one hard to right field, and that's going to fall in. Pate Fullerton will step on second and head to third base as well, as Joe Brazil has his 3rd hit of the ball game. So runners on the corners for Patty McCormick. Had the RBI sac fly back in the 8th. Now Chinooks have 14 hits. Combined total of 27 runs scored so far, as well as 35 hits in the ball game. 3 errors. Big swing and a miss from Patty McCormick. Joe Brazil at first base. Frias delivery. Check swing, and he foul tips it into the glove. So McCormick will have to battle with 2 strikes against him here, try and hit a ground ball hard away from a double play. Picked up the RBI in his last at bat. 0-2 pitch from Frias. Missing low and away. Brazil as well as Fullerton stay put. Good block by Caden Hobson. Been pretty solid defensively today. Just a few wild pitches, no pass balls. And off the plate. Good take from McCormick. A 2-2 count, 1 out. And that pitch will miss as well. Stolen base for Joe Brazil. Second baseman did cover. Not like the defensive indifference that we saw yesterday where the infielders did not even move to the bag. Pitch was low, and Brazil got a good jump on it. And a good pitch to spoil by Patty McCormick. McCormick looking for 2 RBIs here, make it a 5-run ball game. 3-2 count, 1 out. And capped foul. Good job of hanging in there by Patty McCormick.
McCormick's got quick hands, and you can see that when he's fielding baseballs, but also on plays like that where he's not sure if that's going to be a ball or a strike, and he's got just enough time to poke it away.
Well, he's 100% of a fighter, and anyone who knows Patty would say that. 3-2 count, 1 out. The delivery. And he's going to hit a mile-high foul ball. I think Patty McCormick wants a home run right here.
I think so. It's a good time to get one.
Would be. Fortunately for the Chinooks, Ethan English couldn't get the 3-run bomb in the to keep 7 runs coming in the 8th. Only 4 came in, and Ethan English hit it a mile foul. Chopped to the third base side, foul. And Daniel Freeman, who led off the inning, will trot over and give Silas Drayden some baseballs.
This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat.
10th pitch of the at-bat for Patty McCormick. Can he load the bases with a walk and bring up Dylan Gardner, who picked up his first hard ground ball to the third baseman. Justin Cook fields it, throws to first, outmade on the RBI ground out. Chinooks will get a run in the inning at 17-11. Great at bat by Patty McCormick.
You know, I'm in the same van as Patty when we travel around because his host family lives close to mine. And I tell you what, we're here a lot of times when the games are over and Patty just wants to get extra hacks in the cave or in the cage, and we really enjoy to see that from a guy like that. He's the hardest working ball player I've ever seen.
That's true, he is. 2 outs, big swing from Gardner. He'll foul it out. Jess Davis and Gardner both had singles in their last at-bats, as did Jack D'Amelio in the 8th. 3 straight hits. 17-11, Chinooks trying to get to 15 hits. Got the most this season so far. In the dirt, good block by Hobson. Chinooks again off for the next 2 days. Will come back and play the Bucs on a 2 o'clock start time on Sunday for the last day in June. 1-1 pitch here to Gardner. Delivery. Big swing and a miss. Chinooks down to their last strike here in a 17-11 ball game. Frias, a couple of shakes, and he'll come set. Gardner trying to put something in play here. Smashes one to right field. Will it fall in front? And it will. It's scooped up. Gardner will make it on an RBI base hit. So in his last 2 at-bats, he's got 2 hits, and the Chinooks bring in a 12th run. Jess Davis up next. Joe Brazil was on the move, and Dylan Gardner, the RBI single. Gardner picks up his second RBI of the season and his second hit of the ABL as well. Davis up next, looking to hit something hard. He'll take low and inside ball 1. On deck, Jack D'Amelio, 1 for 1 today with a base hit.
You know, I keep saying it, but you've got to be proud of these Chinooks for the fight that they've had in this game. After that 6th inning, it looked like everything was out of reach, but they are continuing to stay in it and keep fighting.
Yeah, down 16-4, and that'll be a defensive indifference. No stolen base for Dylan Gardner. You want to explain the defensive indifference right here for us?
Defensive indifference, for those of you who may not have heard of that term before,
like me yesterday,
is when in a late in the game when the run doesn't matter, the defense just kind of lets a guy walk to second base or third. It's not a stolen base because the defense didn't really try to stop him.
You heard it here, folks. First, folks, as Wyatt Wewell with the information, helping out a guy yesterday who called 133 games and across 6 sports, but a few baseball seasons, and a ground ball hit to second. Cole Tate fields it, and this should do it for the 3rd and final out. Chinooks do get 2 runs in the inning. It's 17-12, the final score, and you said it, Wyatt. You got to be proud of how the Chinooks played and coming back down here. Down some runs, 16-4, I believe is what the score was, and the Chinooks able to make it a 17-12 ball game, coming up with 8 runs, and they actually score 10 runs in the last 4 innings of the ball game, and so they can keep their heads held high. We won't be back till Sunday as the Chinooks will play the Bucs, but the Chinooks, unfortunately, fall to 6-14 on the season, and the Bucs are 15-5 with the win today. You got a final update for us on that game, Wyatt?
The final score is 15-6. The Pilots scored 7 in the 9th inning.
Yeah, 9 in the final 2 innings, and so some high-scoring games, the 2 games tonight. Thank you so much for listening. Tune in on Sunday, the 2 o'clock start time. The Chinooks trying to get the upper hand over the Bucs here at Lee Jordan Field. Thank you so much again, Josh Salem and Wyatt Wewell.